Today we're taking a look at what else you guys can expect inside of Spooktacle, and we're also going to be taking a glimpse into the future for what could be coming inside of Beat Hereafter too. So first of all, the first procedure that we have to follow is looking at the Spooktacle login screen. This wonderful specimen actually includes a ton of teasers. So we've not had any teasers on the loading screen in about a year, or any teasers really for monsters like this. So this is wonderful. Please give us more of these. But at the very bottom here, we see a shadow. Now, I'm not going to go too much into what this could be today. However, I want to point it out because, yes, I do know it exists. I am going to be talking about it in another video, so stay tuned. But other than that, if we look towards the side of the M here, you can see a brand new monster. This is none other than Rare Viveine. So Rare Viveine is going to be coming. It's 6 months since Echoes of Eco, and of course, as we know with his rare seasonals, that means Rare Viveine is going to be coming. And if we take a look at this design, you can see it is immensely different to Viveine itself. In fact, I can go ahead and say, look, the most different out of any rare seasonal so far. Looking at this design, Viveine has now got a very more hollowed out design and withered look, looking at the shrubbery on the top, rather than the fully formed hedge piece. You can see that it's withered away quite a bit, this one, and it looks quite dark themed as well. Definitely based around Spooktacle this time around. We have vines coming from it, showcasing that this one's quite withered, dark themed, and we can see some red flowers emerging from this as well. Looking at the arm too, you can see that this one is like a cocoon almost. Its arm is wrapped around wooden pieces that makes it actually quite different looking. I'm loving this Rare Viveine design so far. As for the rest of it though, I think we are definitely going to be seeing sharp teeth, more exaggerated face horns, purpley eyes, and much darker colours throughout this design. But the main thing that Rare Viveine brings to question, obviously, guys, is what critters are going to be on Rare Viveine. Viveine's whole ordeal is that it has critters roaming around it. You have the Amber Island critter and all the critters that float around it as well. So this time around, it's obviously going to have different critters. First of all, the critters that I do think are kind of obvious for it to have, seen as though it's in the Spooktacle spirit, would be, of course, for it to have the Spooktacle critters. The Spooktacle critters on Plant Island are actually the only critters for any seasonal skin. That would mean we'd see the ghost and the bat, therefore, but I don't think this is quite a likely scenario. I think they're going to instead play true to the rare seasonals. They don't really differ all too much from the common counterparts, and I think, therefore, the common critters are still going to be used for this one. But they've still got to change somehow, and therefore, I actually think it would be really cool if they go back to the Mirror Island critters. That would mean they could still use the exact same critters, but they could have the spooky feel, because Mirror Islands, they are the perfect jammer sauce by making Viveine's critters appear creepy and still having an in-game connection. The Amber Island one, though, obviously, it's not Mirror Amber Island, so maybe they could do something unique with that and maybe tie it to the Mirror Island universe in a new way. We've been seeing lots of Mirror Island love recently with Ethereal Workshop, so seeing that continue here is a must, I would say. And then obviously, of course, too, if they do that, that would mean they could save the new critters for Epic Viveine. For what Rare Viveine could look like, though, I want to pull up here Lyco's design, as honestly, they got it pretty spot on what Rare Viveine could end up looking like here. So here they have made a really accurate representation, to be honest, in terms of the teaser. We've got a much more crooked appearance, especially with the top here, and I love how the Firehaven critter is making its way up above with its hands gripping onto the wooden bit. How cute is this thing? It's so cute. And the teeth, though, them just make this look really creepy again. This is absolutely deserving of the Spooktacle vibe, and I love how the Celestial Island critters are getting some representation here too, as you barely see the guys, and they do exist, so it's nice to have that confirmation. Like, really liking this, and would love to know how the Pocky Dimension critters made their way on over with this too. Now, other than Rare Viveine, though, something else which we have coming is, of course, Spooktacle Junior inside of Spooktacle. We're going to be seeing Dawn of Fire seasonal events, and along with this reveal, we got quite a few reveals towards what we can expect here. So we got the teleporter here in a new Spooktacle look. We have the Smumpkins to the side, Scarecrow, a bat symbol on the top of it. A very obvious design choice behind what you do for these. Obviously, we're going to be seeing all the structures, I'd assume, tied to each elemental land as we keep getting these seasonal events with these seasonal affiliations. But most interestingly, at the very top of this teleporter, you can actually see a Beat Hereafter skull. I absolutely love this reference here towards one of the other seasonal events. I don't think we're going to be getting as Orc seasonal events in Dawn of Fire, so seeing this actually be referenced here, it's marvelous. We love it. Loveless is very much happy here. We also see the market being dressed up in a very nice fashion. Alongside the spat symbol on the teleport, we have here a spider instead representing several hat ornaments and such. The sides here and another Beat Hereafter skull. Most interestingly though, inside of this trailer, we get the lo and behold reveal, okay? These Christmas costumes, they have been the only ones in Dawn of Fire for ages, but we have Spooktacle costumes here, guys. If we brighten it up here, you actually can get quite a good look here. So we have Mimic in a Swamp King costume, Enterbrat rocking some eye horns there, quite the quirky appearance, and a little tracksuit it looks like they are adorned in, and Clavavera with an eye patch to the side. Quite a nice lineup of costumes we have here. And then Scups at the very top, too, with some face paint on. Quite a darkened theme, this one. It's really cool the amount of costumes we are getting for Spooktacle, guys. I didn't actually think they would go this far out, and this is awesome. We also have Thumpies down here. We have Shrub, Yelmots with the paper bag, which is honestly my favorite costume yet. I am really in love with that one. It looks like it's going to be so cute. I can't wait to see how it lifts up over his head. Yelmot's cap is very iconic, so I want to see this moment. We see Susa at the back, and also we have Bogart, Toejammer, Incisaur, and Wink costumes all coming, bringing us total up to a massive 12 costumes. This brings into question, are they going to be purchasable on the continent, and will we be able to get them later on? Because costumes, of course, in My Singing Monsters, you can purchase them and wear them whenever you want, and I think that would be a really cool thing for Dawn of Fire to have. And I think it would be awesome to see that from the very beginning. Now, at the very end of this trailer, though, we get the most marvelous part of this. We see Punkleton for the very first time. This thing, it is actually stood up, and this is gonna bring so much animation love, guys. I am so exceptionally excited behind this, because all the monsters on the continent, they're very sat down, they don't really do that much, but Punkleton, it's stood up, it's gonna move around, guys. That's such a momentous thing for the continent, and it makes me question, can we just have more of this, please? I never actually realized how everyone is just kind of like sat down or static or whatever on the continent. Seeing this one, it kind of made me go, oh my god, this thing is actually moving, it's alive, oh my god. Anyway, I think it's a cause for celebration for sure. These animations are going to be a lot more lively this time, but we see inside of this trailer too that Punkleton is going to be playing at the beginning of the continent song. We actually get a full-on preview of this one in the side of the song too, and the preview that we do have, of course, I do have to put inside of the video, so at the very end I'm going to play a prediction of the full song with Punkleton as well, so stay tuned for that. And for more Punkletastic theories, make sure to watch this video as well, as we detail what we could expect from the other seasonals here too. Now, besides this, in the Spooktacle trailer, we also got the reveal towards Prismatic Incisaur. Prismatic Incisaur, I've not actually looked at the rest of the variants. I just got the quick flash inside of my reaction, and I'm going to keep it that way. I quite like seeing stuff inside of the game. I did see that it looks quite cool, however, and it actually does mean we only have a very limited amount of Prismatics now. Only the ones on screen, guys. We are flying by these now. It's not going to be too long till Dawn of Fire is actually in a pretty complete form, so it makes sense why we're getting these seasonal events, and it's going to be cool to see the final Prismatics as we're going forward too, guys. But besides that, with that as Spooktacle stuff now, we need to go into the next seasonal event. As it's approaching, it's on the way. I know, guys, we have seasonal events all the time now, and it's marvelous. So we've been over how rare seasonals like Rare Viveine, they've been coming out 6 months after the seasonal events, just like with Gobblegord, as Rare Gobblegord came out then too, so they're following the same structures as Feast Ember when that first came. And Epic Gobblegord came inside of its seasonal event the second time it runs, so therefore we're going to be seeing Epic Clavavera inside of Beat Hereafter, guys. As wonderful main feature behind this, obviously, though, is the animations. The animations behind the Epic seasonals are completely new, completely different, and therefore it really does matter that these designs are pretty cool, so they have a lot to work with for these, I'd say. And with this in mind, and just the Day of the Dead celebration in general, I say it is an absolute must with this that we keep the clothing idea from Rare Clavavera. The fashionista outlook, I was all over that. I love that to death, and I feel like that would do wonders for having a new animation as well. And for the clothes, we had Rare Clavavera. It was quite colourful and vibrant, so this time, let's go darker. Day of the Dead clothes, there can be all kinds of colours, and if you go and look at the images here, you can see darker colours, vibrant vibrant colours. Let's go with the darker outlook this time. Maybe some black veils flailing from its arms as it makes out its sound, and a dark red fancy dress, I say, and some new heels, because those heels. Clave slaves in those. Good old Clavavera, putting him in some heels and I'm all down. And for its skull and bones, I want them to be differently coloured, I do think, because Rare Clavavera and Clavavera, they had the same white coloured skull, so I think having a different coloured one would be really cool this time around. Maybe the yellows or blues around Bone Island, I'm thinking, and with the blue colour, I think that would really suit the dark design, so I would expect that. One thing that I really do love about Beat Hereafter as well is how the candles all around the island, they light up when Day of the Dead actually happens, and to carry that through onto Epic Clavavera, I think that would be a marvellous idea. Let's have a candle somewhere on the design that just lights up on Day of the Dead. It might have just been to make it up after the fact that maybe Clavavera's design didn't go that well the first time around, but I think that the candle idea, carrying that through and making it feel even more special with Epic Clavavera would be awesome to see. And for Epic Clavavera though, let's look at Ral's design here. Ral's has come up with basically the penultimate design, what I was just explaining. Basically, this came up in my feed as I was making my notes for this video. And I was like, Ral's, are you a brain reader or something? Because you've got my ideas pretty much down to the T here, with some really cool adjustments. However, those, if we have a look at the top here, you can see some heart ornaments, and they've really gone into the heart theme behind this. Clavavera, they have a heart inside of the chest, and I think delving into that even further is really awesome. You can see little puffs on the shoulders, really cool design choice here. The dark red dress we were on about, basically very formal looking, and what I was pretty much imagining, honestly. I can see some marigold, red painted flowers along its design as well, and this is really cool. I love how the skull as well is that blue color what we're on about from Bone Island, guys. The veil too, it is ultimately the penultimate design. If this is not in game now, I am disappointed. This looks so cool to the point where it just has to be the design now, Rouse. Along with our good old Epic Clave, we have adult Plixie heading our way next to, as it's Plixie's month next month, and actually adult Plixie is going to be arriving on the same day as Beat Hereafter, as it's actually falling on a Wednesday this time. It's been on the most odd, peculiar days, but this time the adult Celestials to come in with everything else, so that's nice. Plixie falls into, for me, the category of just like mid-tier. It's like, meh, it's an okay design, so I'm quite excited to see how they spice up the young version. The adult version was also a bit meh, so I'm quite excited to see that in between, because adult Ludwig, that turned out so cool, and I feel like that was even cooler than the elder form, which was already really awesome. So if they can pull off and sort of in between here where it does get better also, I'm all down for absolutely loving Plixie this time round. Okay, I really would like to love it just as much as adult Ludwig, and they've got quite a bit to play with here. As young Plixie, it drifts up in the air, does all kind of acrobatics, so you got some good things to work with here for the adult form, I think. And with the design for adult Plixie, I want to bring up Ral's design for it. Absolutely, this has won my heart over, baby. If this can be just like this, then it has won my heart over, man. The little cute arms, oh, and the face, the eyes, it's just calling out to me. I want to cuddle it right now. The chin, the lovely Plixie. Oh, I just want it, okay? Besides Epic Clavavera, though, we of course have other things coming with Beat Hereafter, and actually, we have seen a leak towards what is coming. Back in Anniversary Month, we saw the animated decorations that are going to be coming inside of Beat Hereafter, and My City Monsters, they just basically confirmed that this is a leak in the replies and put, oh, we accidentally shared a first look at the upcoming Beat Hereafter animation decorations. Whoever made this mistake, God bless them, they must be still reveling in the moment. Love, you got to reveal some new content, don't worry, it's all good. Inside of this, you can see they're very much based on the island. I don't know, man. I feel like these are very simplistic, and I would really have liked them to go a bit further than this. It feels like they've just copied the island design. So I'm hoping this isn't a depiction of what might be to come from the animated decorations. Maybe hoping that they do change from just the island design, because we would love to see something else. Besides decorations, though, let's go and head on over to Matt, though, for some more details on what else we could expect.
Someday we might also see a purple explosion Explore costume series, just like we've seen for Beastember, another Ox seasonal event. So possibly the next Purple Explore all the way in 2024.
So we're going to be getting costumes for each of the new seasonal events, and Beat Hereafter, it's going to be no different. So inside of Beat Hereafter, I do think we're going to be seeing 4 brand new costumes. Just like we saw with Feastember, I think we're really going with the Feastember kind of release for these seasonal events, as we've been seeing. So 4 costumes makes a lot of sense. Placula, absolute given to be getting a costume, but I think the rest of the costumes are going to be bone monsters. Finally, some magical costumes representation. We've not had any magical costumes. I've been calling out for them for years, and they're finally going to be happening, it looks like. The magical monsters are the ones tied most to the events that we're going to be seeing, so it makes sense for those to be the ones that get them. And with that, we have 8 choices on screen right now behind who they could be. Placula, absolute given, but if we have to choose anyone out of these 8, you know it has to be Peckidna. Peckidna is my favourite monster, and there is no other choice that can be made now. You have to make this choice, otherwise the world will see lots and lots and lots and lots of Peckidnas all on the screen right now. You see this Peckidna? It wants a costume. And this one, that also wants a costume. But this one, oh, it doesn't want a costume. Never mind. Right, so with the release behind this, though, we're going to be seeing Spooktacle Junior on the 25th. They're not going to save it till after Halloween, are they? And then we're going to see Rare Viveine on the 25th. Again, not going to happen after Halloween. And Prismatic Incisaur, I do think would be better saved for another week as Dawnify. It needs all the love it can get. It don't really get that much, although the way things have been going, maybe that's questionable at this point. But anyway, I do think that will arrive with the update, because it was in the Spooktacle trailer on the 25th as well. And then on the 1st, I think Beat Hereafter is going to be happening as Day of the Dead is coming up, so we're going to be getting Epic Clavavera, the new costumes and decorations all there as well. November 1st as well, we're going to be getting adult Plixie on that day too. Another one bites the dust, y'all. Man, there's everything coming all the time. It's hectic madness, guys, and we love it so much. Make sure to like the video because it helped more than you guys will ever know. I think Peckidna definitely needs a costume. I just want a Peckidna costume. Is this too much to ask? I don't know. Gods of the world, Galvana, please just give me a Peckidna costume. I really want a Peckidna costume. I have to end the video on this because it might actually happen now. I feel like if I get my point across, more of a chance of it coming. So Peckidna costume. Yeah. Bye, guys.
Cuckoo, gaga, gaga, cuckoo, gaga, gaga, cuckoo, gaga, gaga, cuckoo, gaga, hooga, hooga.